Hello, shameless writers. I'm Kristen McTiernan, the nonsense-free editor, here for your regular dose of writing wisdom. I was reading an article on the wonderful site, Just Publishing Advice, the other day when I came across a truly alarming article. It was all about author scams, which is what we're going to be discussing today. Of course, we all know that author scams exist, but one part of the article in particular jumped out at me. Author Derek Haynes pointed out that in the age of Kindle Unlimited, there are scammers posing as editors to steal your manuscript and post them to Amazon under a different name. Wait, what? Okay, for an author to be afraid that someone will steal their work, that's ridiculous, right? It's the sign of a newbie who has no idea how publishing works. That's what I always heard, and what I always said. And if I can be perfectly honest with you, I've indulged in an eye roll or two when a prospective client wants my assurance I won't steal their manuscript, because why would I? But it seems that this is a real thing, and frankly, a terrifying one. Quoting Derek Haynes, "New Kindle Unlimited charlatans have found a shortcut. They pose as an editor, but once you send your manuscript, they publish your months or years of hard work for themselves. So not only do you lose your money, but you also lose your book. I was only made aware of this awful scam by an author who fell for the trap. After sending the Word document for editing, it only took 2 days for the book to appear on Amazon Kindle Unlimited. The scammers didn't even change the title, only the author's name. This is an utterly terrifying prospect for all authors and for editors like me who don't much like poseurs sullying the dignity of our profession." So how can you avoid this? The most obvious solution is to get a recommendation from a fellow author who you know. Barring that, you should stick to established businesses with their own website, like nonsensefreeeditor.com. Derek Haynes offered the additional advice to make sure the email address you send your manuscript to is the official business, meaning the domain name is something like mary@firstclassediting.com versus mary55@gmail.com. This is reasonable because there's honestly no excuse for a legitimate business owner, even if it's just a side gig, to not have their own website with its own email address. So be wary if your Google search for their business name doesn't yield any results. Another option is to use established marketplaces like Fiverr and Upwork, where you can see past reviews from clients and how long this person has been offering their editing services. A word of warning, however, be sure the reviews that you're looking at are for novel editing. For instance, when you look at my Fiverr page, most of the reviews are from my dissertation editing service because that's what the majority of my clients order. However, if you click on the individual gig, specifically novel editing, you can see reviews only for that service. Another red flag is unsolicited email. For those of you who joined my community, the Nonsense-Free Novelists, you got the full rundown of exactly why I left First Editing and started working exclusively with my own clients. I won't get into it here, you can always join and read it yourself, but I will run down the series of events my very last client with First Editing experienced. The client had me edit his entire trilogy, after which he posted the first book of the trilogy for sale on Amazon, making it very clear in the book blurb that 2 more would be released very soon. A person my client did not know took a pen, made some changes to the text in his book, took a photo of the marked up pages and emailed them to my client. These were not corrections, mind you. They were just opinion-based changes that they thought would make the text sound better. In their email, this person said that his book had real promise, and if he sent all 3 of his manuscripts to this person, that they would edit them, ensuring high sales, and could even get him a movie deal. I hope you're seeing all the red flags here. Unfortunately, my client didn't. They took this person at their word. I don't know what ultimately happened as I left First Editing, but I do want to point out to you that there may be a freelance novel editor who somehow, some way has the ability to get you a movie deal. This person definitely won't be sending you unsolicited emails. A legit editor will never send you an email like this, and neither will a publisher, by the way. Unsolicited emails or social media messages from agents and book publishers are a huge sign of a scam. Be especially mindful if the word free is included in their pitch, like free manuscript appraisal or free handbook or free editing. These are the most common ones. These services should always be free when you're working with a publisher. As an indie author, we have to pay for book marketing ourselves and editing. But if you're signed to a publishing house, you don't pay for that. Ever. The same goes for an agent. They get paid when you get an advance and when your book sells. That's it. You don't send them checks in advance. You've probably seen the ads for Christian Faith Publishing, especially if you're up at night or if you watch Fox News. Some guy walks out onto a white screen and earnestly asks, "Are you a Christian who has written a book, but you're not sure where to start? Well, yada, 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 we'll help you." Believe it or not, the world is full of people who genuinely believe that because a business advertises on TV, that means they're legit. But Christian Faith Publishing is just another vanity press, and that it makes its money from authors, not from readers. Even though it has an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau, the complaints are very telling. They accepted my manuscript for free and then required a hefty down payment of $495. They said the royalty amount was 50 cents per book and that the whole process would take up to 9 months as long as you keep making your monthly payments of $295. My book was published in January of 2019, and I have only received one check of $59.16. The statement says that 15 of my books had been sold. It is now January of 2021, and I have not seen one statement or 1 cent since then. After looking further into this, and also their quote-unquote complimentary free 15 books, I realized that I had spent $3,444 on a scam. I also believe that those quote-unquote free books they actually charged me for are the ones listed as being sold. The only thing I have heard since then are emails and emails of discounts I could receive if I buy my own books in bulk, which for me means that there is no one actually advertising my book through Christian Faith Publishing as they stated there is, and that they want me to buy the books so I can sell them on my own. This sounds like a typical vanity press operation, meaning its business model is funded by the author, not by the readers. And they're not technically a scam as long as they word their advertising very carefully. The key is to read a business's terms of services before you sign. What are you actually paying for, and what do they actually guarantee? If you sign a contract stating you will pay money for editing and the production of ebooks and a paperback, and that's what you get, then the company hasn't broken the law or business regulations. What they've done is deceive you with clever wording into thinking that you were paying to get your book into the hands of readers. And they can just shrug their shoulders and say, "It's not our fault that you misunderstood," or "It's not our fault that you didn't read the terms of service." On the secular side of things, Author Solutions also has a nasty reputation, and it goes by many names, including iUniverse, Trafford Publishing, and Ex Libris. All of these names should raise red flags for authors, and they're far from the only ones. In the description, I've linked to a list from the SFWA that details shady publishers and agents to watch out for. Vanity presses exist to make money off authors, not readers, so examine businesses carefully and note where it seems they're making their money from. Who is really the product here? If you're self-publishing, the best path is to do all or most of it yourself. You don't need a middleman to upload your manuscript to Amazon for you. And for those services you do need help with, such as marketing, hire a person just for that service from a respectable site. Anytime you see an all-in-one author package, your scam antenna should go up. If you have a social media page that identifies you as a self-published author, I'm sure you've gotten a few unsolicited emails. Tell me about them in the comments so we can swap war stories. As a reminder, my memoir writing course is now live, and the link is in the description along with other helpful links. As always, thank you for tuning in and watching this long and giving me the like and subscribe, which I know you did. So until next time, take care and write well.